Hey guys, so I wanted to take a minute today to tell you a little bit about how I wired up the solar lights for our garden shed. You can see the solar panel right here, just a little bitty thing, but it was something that someone had gave me, so I decided to put it to use. So it doesn't take very much power to run the shed, but let's go inside and take a look at the batteries and the way I got everything wired up. Alright, so here you can see this is the cable that comes in from the solar panel on the other side. It comes in and it's just got two alligator clips on it. Now, I could have probably changed these out, but it's been out here for about 3 years now and it seems to be working okay. The batteries I actually just upgraded because I'm probably going to add a motion detection floodlight to the outside. But the batteries I've got here are wired in parallel. It's two 7.5 amp hour batteries. Both of them are 12 volt. So wired in parallel, that gives me 12 volts and 15 amp hours of power. One important thing that you always want to do is you always want to fuse very close to your battery on any kind of a solar project or battery project. That way, if anything does go wrong with the batteries, you'll take out the fuse before you create any real fire hazards. On the other side of the wiring and the fuse, you can see that I've used the Anderson power poles. Now these are really cool connectors because they just pull apart and push back together, and you can't possibly mix those things up or get them reversed. So I just used speaker wire for the wiring for this project because I had it on hand. This goes up and goes to the light sockets up in the ceiling and then over to a switch that's close to the door. Let's take a quick peek of that so you can see it as well. Okay, so up there in the rafters you can see that I've got one of the little inexpensive ceramic light bulb sockets. You can pick those up at the hardware store. I think they're like $3-4 bucks a piece, and they only have 2 tabs on the back of it. There's no ground in those old style lights, so it's perfect for running the positive to one side and the negative to the other. Then in that we've got a LED light bulb. I believe it draws 0.5 amp per hour, so with 2 of them in here I'm drawing 1 amp per hour. I can run those lights for about 7 hours before I deplete the batteries. I'll be sure to put a link to those light bulbs down in the description. Those were a little difficult to buy. The first ones I bought were actually indoor lights, and they worked well in the summer, but once the cold weather hit, they didn't want to cut on. So I'll put a link to these down in the description so that you can get the right ones if you decide to take on this project. So just as you come in the door, you've got the light switch here. You flip it on and you've got light going up in the ceiling. So there's one there and there's one back here. And those two provide plenty of light for our garden shed. So this is a little inexpensive project that you can do to put lights in a garden shed. If I would have ran traditional electric out here to it, I would have probably been out $400 or $500 considering the distance of wire that I would have to run to get it all the way over to our garden shed. However, this project, I probably spent, I'm guessing, $100 in it, if that. You can get 2 of the batteries that we used shipped to your door for about $30. I'll put a link to those down in the description as well. The solar panel somebody gave me, so that didn't cost me anything. The light bulbs, they are a little bit pricey. I think those things run 10 to 15 bucks a piece on Amazon. So those were probably one of the pricier things in the project. The batteries, I want to say, were 30, and then the light bulbs were 30. Everything else was pretty inexpensive and used. Thanks for joining us on this video today. I hope it gave you some good ideas that you might can use in your garden shed. Be sure to click the thumbs up button and also the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this in the future. See you next time, guys.